to know how to take care of your teeth. Steps to success: to know that things can help protect teeth. To understand why keeping teeth healthy is important. To create a model set of adult teeth. Can you remember your molar, your incisors, and your canine? This tooth helps us to tear things. They are responsible for ripping the food. These tear, grind the food. They're responsible for chewing up food to make it easier to swallow. These teeth cut food. They're responsible for slicing through food to help put into our mouth. When you hear the word cut, incisors. Incisors is used for cutting, so you're to match. So the incisors is the teeth which cut food. They're responsible for slicing through food to help put it in the mouth. This teeth helps us to tear things. They are responsible for ripping the food, and this is the canine. Because of their sharpness, they can help us to rip the food apart. And then the last but not the least is the molars. These tear grind, they tear and they grind the food. They're responsible for chewing up food to make it easier to swallow. True or false? It's okay to lose an adult tooth because another will grow. Get your writing materials down quickly and write T or F. T, true, F, false. So it's okay to lose an adult tooth because another will grow. When we eat food, some stuff called plaque stays on our teeth. If we get a whole cavity in our teeth, it will heal itself. If we do not brush our teeth, then they get dirty. We must clean the front and back of our teeth to keep them healthy. Are you ready to mark? Okay, let's reveal the answers. If you got it wrong, a cross. If you got it right, give a tick, a cross or a dot. It's okay to lose an adult tooth because another will grow. False. Once you lose an adult teeth, it doesn't grow. When we eat food, some stuff called plaque stays on our teeth. True. If we get a whole cavity in our teeth, it will heal itself. False. If we do not brush our teeth, then they get dirty. True. We must clean the front and back of our teeth to keep them healthy. True. How can we protect them? Mouthwash, brushing, flossing, and visiting the dentist regularly. Let's practice. Click us for a little brushing information. Time to brush, floss, and use some mouthwash. Right. We're going to be moving straight away now into the investigation. Investigation. Right. Let's recap. Can you remember the different types of teeth? The first one is obviously has to do with cutting, which is the incisors. The middle one is the molars, and the sharp-ended one is the canine. So which teeth would a carnivore need most and why? Of course, the carnivore will need the canine. And which teeth will the herbivore need the most and why? The herbivore will need the incisors because it's used for cutting and grinding. Can you remind me why you humans brush and look after your teeth? Asked the earthworm. Can you see this funny looking teeth? Why do you think they are like this? What has happened? The first one, the animal has completely removed. And this one, it's just decaying with black stuff. And this one, there's a loads and massive of plague. I've been talking to my new friends and some old nags about their favorite drinks. I'm a little concerned about whether their drinks are healthy for their teeth. Can you help me find out, please? Says James Henry Trotter. Miss Spider says, Oh, I love a bit of milk. It's my favorite drink in the world. Ladybird says, oh, the juicy, refreshing taste of orange juice is my favorite. The centipede goes and says, me? Ah ha 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 ha. I can't get enough of those energy drink. I need them to keep all my legs going. Yeah. Old green grasshopper mumbled, I'm afraid, or rather enjoy vinegar. I sprinkle it on my cricket and have a glass every night before bed. And the ant sponge says, there's nothing better than an ice cold cola. We have it every day. Goodness me, I enjoy drinking plain old water, to be honest, says James Henry Trotter. So, in order to help James, you are all going to have to be scientists. Scientists solve simple problems every day, but they always have to be safe. Now, we have to come up with our big question before the hypothesis. How do we make the ground, for example, this is a question. How do we make the ground under the play equipment safe? You look at your environment every day, you find a lot of problems and issues, and it's not everything that have solutions. So when you identify such problems, you can come up with questions regarding those problems. So a child in the one hot afternoon was outside playing and saw that the ground where the children are playing, sliding, it's not safe. So as a scientist, you ask, how do we make the ground under the play equipment safe? Method. Well, we will try different things until we find the safest thing. Safe. Shall we use real children and keep throwing them off the equipment until they stop breaking bones? No. We have to use something similar, the weight of a child and breakable like a child's bones. Result, a good surface that will protect us if we fall. James Henry Trotter. So could we use your real teeth to test this liquid? I'm sure Harley and Spencer would let us, wouldn't you? No. We can use different things as a model of a teeth. Here we have two options. Discuss how this might be similar to a tooth. The egg shell, and the apple. Look at your teeth very well. What part of your teeth resemble the eggshell, which is made of calcium? The apple or the eggshell? Of course, the eggshell is made up of calcium, and the teeth is also made up of calcium, and so they're similar. What about your gums? They're a little bit soft, and so the apple can be likened to our gums. You're going to go with one group to design and plan your own experiment to find out how tooth decay gets worse. You will need apple, sharp pencils, bags, liquid, thermometers, weighing scales. Go be scientists, but write up what you're doing and be ready to share with us at the end. Now, James wants us to find out which drink is the best or worst for our teeth. Form your question now. How are we going to do this? We have eggs and different liquids. TTYP and jot down your own ideas on your writing pad. Which liquid or which drink is the best or worst for our teeth? How will we make this test fair? A fair test. How will we make it a fair test? What will we change? Posh word, posh wow word. Things that we change are called the variables. The variables. Which liquid do you think will be best or worst for the teeth and why? So you make your prediction. You have to guess. As a scientist, you have to guess so that after the conclusion of the experiment, you find out whether your guess was correct or not. Guess is called your hypothesis. When should we make observations? So You're going to be using this sheet to plan the experiments. So this is it. Which liquid do the most damage to eggshells? What we will do in the blank spaces, you will write what you will do. What we will need, what are the things you will need? Obviously, all the liquids and some jars and some apples and eggshells. What do you think will do, what will do the most damage and why? The diagram, what we found out as a result, and what this tells us, your conclusion. Which liquids do the most damage to eggshells and therefore the teeth? The method, what we will do, how much liquid will you pour over, how often will you check them, where will you leave them, what are the things you will need, you write them down. The fair test, what will you keep the same, what will you change, the variables, what we think, your prediction, your diagram, your word bank. So you will find this task sheets in the Google Classroom. All you need to do is just go in there and retrieve